Ja, dit is een eindbewerking. Dus ik polijs nu de bodem. Dus echt het laatste wat ik doe. Het is bijna transparant helemaal. Je kan er ook eigenlijk zo doorheen kijken. Dus het doet iets veel meer met je dan dat je alleen maar structuur ziet.
Kleiner te gaan?
Ja.
Dat is wat je hier ziet.
Is die, ja, natuurlijk
En als je nou, wij zijn heel erg bezig met verbinding. Waar zou jij nou hier werken?
These works of Winnie Teschmacher, they show, they're made of glass, but actually glass is just only the carrier. It's a discipline, but it's more of a contemporary artist which has to do a lot with poetry and philosophy, because it's, if you look into the mirrors of these spectacular scales, you can see yourself in a mirror, and you can see yourself into a reflection of a text of Goethe, which is starting with Ich bin, or I am. And if you see yourself looking through your own iris, it's going on and on and on. It's very, very deep. And you are all the time into depth confronted with yourself and in the reason why you are here on this earth. So it's not only a beautiful sculpture you look at, but it has another deeper meaning, and it's very, very good of a reflection here in an area where it's like a congress hall and there are so many people, and you are very private to look to yourself in this work and confronted it into a work of Goethe, which I think is very special. Winnie Teschmacher is an artist who works with glass, but it always has to do with light. And it has to do with optical illusions. So it's never that you just look at a sculpture which is a glass, beautiful, aesthetic sculpture. It also is an illusion. It's an illusion of the optic, of playing with the light, playing with the scale, playing with architecture. These are themes in her work, and it also has to do with landscapes, more or less. It's a landscape in itself. Also, Winnie Teschmacher's work is very strong because, as we all know, glass is a very cold material. But it's also a material which is like, if you look on a water scale or a pond, it's a mirror, but that's moving. And glass is a very static material. But in Winnie Teschmacher's work, you never know how it's really done, but there's some sort of mystifying thing in her work that it looks like it's moving. So it's never hard-edged glass. It's always with a soft side, with a moving side in itself.
Art binds people together. And this is a splendid example of that. When Winnie Teschmacher designed these 3 pieces of glass, subconsciously she must have had a relationship between the East and the West in mind. This reflects almost the European dome of Christianity. And when you look inside, you see a very specific symbol of the Christ at the cross. When you then go to this piece of glass, it reflects the forms that you see in India, in particular Nepal. And eventually you come to the pagode form of more eastern part of Asia. And all that in a very transparent way reflects the links between the peoples, reflected in the glassware.
Here I'm standing next to a sculpture made by Winnie Teschmacher. With building an extension of our distillery, we asked her to think about a sculpture for this new building. We gave her carte blanche, so to speak, and she handled that very original and actively. The only thing we gave her was the deadline. Often enough, she would visit the company for research and to ask more stories about our history and things going at the present day. Our company has a history that's going back more than 300 years, and my sons are the 11th generation on board. In designing, she came to a quite big and impressive sculpture, the story of our generations, together with the present and the future. Every generation has its own part with images that all refer to stories about the specific person. Every time you look at the sculpture, you'll see another detail depending on your point of view and the light entering the building. In the middle, a solid optic glass sphere which reflects the complete surrounding. It's a real centerpiece and also a conversation piece. Winnie Teschmacher is capable of making prestigious sculptures and has a very challenging way of expressing herself. To connect people and to give them a new way of looking at the world through art is, in my opinion, a very direct and open way of creating a positive base for good communication.
The work is also a conversation piece. Now, it's a conversation piece, an artwork which is a conversation piece, can be a very negative connotation. But in this case, it's very important because it's a connection. The work can really connect people because it is still an abstract work. You can see in it what you want to see in it. You can see yourself in it. You can project something completely different in the work. You're looking into a freedom in a scale of freedom. So that's why it can also connect people from different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds. And I think that's also because we all have something with philosophy, and of course with space and art. And all these elements are combined in Winnie Teschmacher's work.